Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Transcendent. Transcendent is the weekly Facebook Live broadcast of San Antonio in black, white, and brown, also known as SABWB. And the expansion of our assignment uh, has grown from SABWB to what I'll be talking to you about tonight, which is Outpouring Missions International. And it includes our subject for tonight, which is the Youth Empowerment School. Thank you for joining me tonight. I have my laptop in front of me, so I should be able, as you are signing in and commenting, I should be able to see your comments here. I'm pretty sure. So, uh, so get ready to have an interactive time with me tonight on this broadcast. We come to you every Tuesday night at the 8 p.m. hour in Central Time, and this tonight I want to open up. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, and it's all happening kind of rapidly on the local scene, on the local political scene, on the national political scene, in the church, in sports and entertainment. Everything is heightened. All the activity is heightened, and you can get paralysis by analysis. Paralysis by analysis is everything is going on simultaneously, and you don't know what to do. So you become like the deer stuck in the headlights, just staring and not knowing what to do. Had a little bit of paralysis today myself, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute because it is November 4th. Um, so let me just jump into this with you. Uh, as you come on, please chime in and let me know that you're there, and I can interact with you as we speed through our time together tonight. So uh, you can support Outpouring Missions International. I probably need to give you a little preface with that. Since 2020, Good Friday in the year 2020, that was the year COVID was here, began. That same year, San Antonio and Black, White, and Brown came under the oversight of Outpouring Missions International. Some of you will remember that OMI was formerly the 501c3 that Apostle Alan Vincent and his wife Eileen Vincent forged here in our city. And they came on an assignment here from the nations of the world. God called them into our city. God called them into the city. They had a very strong sense of that, and of course the hand of the Lord validated that in their lives. Alan actually sold his life into this city. He sold his life into the nations of the world, particularly in India, where God has so used he and his wife to establish what is now more than 5,000 churches, and that's a very old number. Uh, Alan's been with the Lord now for almost 4 years, and Eileen has been back in Great Britain for probably the better part of 2 years or more, closer to 3 years. Uh, in her departure, she and Natalie Hardy which was her companion and still is a close confidant and companion to Eileen, prayed as to what to do with the Outpouring Missions International 501c3. Well, the result of their prayers was that God spoke to their heart about offering that 501c3, that organization, to me. And so SABWB went under OMI. OMI is the parent ministry. OBI, SABWB is a DBA, doing business as, under Outpouring Missions International. So I will be talking to you more now about Outpouring Missions International. I see some folks on now. Isaac, thanks for jumping on. Max, thanks for being on today. And my cousin down in Florida, Deborah, thank you for watching, Deborah. You always put a smile on my face. So that's where we are right now. We are operating Outpouring Missions International. Okay, I see you here. I see you now, Mags. I see you on my laptop as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Glad you're here. Glad you're here, guys. Whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Now, Mags, I see you on my laptop. Okay, there we go. Now I got everybody here. I am not the tech savvy person, uh, but I can do enough to make sure that I can see your notes. Isaac, good evening to you as well. And guys, thanks for jumping on with me. So, Outpouring Missions International is the parent 501c3 for San Antonio and Black, White, and Brown. And tonight you will discover that OMI, Outpouring Missions International, is OMI. So when I use that acronym, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's Outpouring Missions International. And so I want to do a breakdown for you tonight as to what the assignment now looks like. It's an expanded assignment from San Antonio and Black, White, and Brown, but it inclusive of San Antonio and Black, White, and Brown. So it's not going anywhere. SABWB is just gaining some partners, some friends, some kinfolk, if you will. OMI is the parent. One of the children is SABWB. Another of the children is the Youth Empowerment School. Another of the children is Empowerment Center Network. And another of the children is our local and global missions outreach that will be integrated into our school. So you have OMI at the top, and you have Youth Empowerment School and the Empowerment Center Network and SABWB and our local and global missions efforts, all under the auspices, under the covering of Outpouring Missions International. So let me talk to you about each of them very briefly tonight. And I will do that in just a moment, but I just feel like I need to cover some other things with you, give you some incentives to partner with us. I told you about Ellen and Eileen Vincent. One of the one of the most edifying parts of my life, apart from my relationship with the Lord and my prayer life, is my library. Tons of books in my library. I read a lot. I want to read more than I do, but I'm thankful that people like Alan Vincent, although he's with the Lord now, he continues to mentor me through his books. When he was alive, I spent some time at his feet in his home, just listening to how God had led him and how God challenged his very life to believe him in life or death situations, and to come out the other end of it victorious and with a solid knowledge of who God is and what God had given him an assignment to do. I had no idea in the time that I was spending with him that I would one day take the management of Outpouring Missions International. I had no idea, people. It was a shock to me when that offer came, but I prayed through the shock and was assured that it was what God wanted. So I pursued it and will continue to pursue it in the name of Jesus, to see the glory of God come fully in our time and in our culture through OMI. So one of the things that has been a benefit to me in sitting with him in his home and his wife and just praying with them, there were people of prayer. There were people who touched God, heard him speak to their spirit by his Holy Spirit, and then was courageous enough to get up and do what they heard. And God supernaturally assisted them. You know, when God speaks to you, he will speak to you in such magnanimous terms that you know that it's entirely too big for you to accomplish. And simultaneously, you come into the understanding that you must have the supernatural assistance of God to carry it out. You'll hear that tonight as we're here. But I wanted to give you an incentive to be blessed by the mentorship of Alan Vincent as I have been. There are two books here. And for your partnership of just $20 a month, you will receive this as a gift from us. There are two books. One is called Heaven on Earth. This one's called Heaven on Earth. This is really the story of how God moved them out of Great Britain and into India to work starting with Catholics, and how that work expanded and how it is now transforming the nation. And then the second book is like a sequel, The Kingdom at War, giving us guidelines and principles on how to live in the kingdom of God, because you understand we have dual citizenship. We're bodily here on the earth, but our citizenship is in heaven, from which we look for the Lord of glory. So how do you as a person, how do we as people operate in dual citizenship responsibilities? And this helps break that down for you. And these two books will come as a gift to you from SABWB. And so just so you don't forget where it comes from, it comes in a little tote. And on that tote is embossed SABWB, San Antonio Black, White, and Brown. So I'm going to put these in here for you. And you get them only just by becoming a monthly partner for $20 or less. Go to our website at sabwb.org, click on Become a Partner, and for as little as $10 a month, I said 20, but as little as $10 a month, that will get you this order. It was also in that order will be one of these, a coffee cup, also labeled SABWB, San Antonio Black, White, and Brown. You see that our slogan is on there, shaping the culture through prayer and action, shaping the culture through prayer and action. And in this cup is something that will unfold during our school year, that has to do with our students. I'm drinking coffee out of your SABWB cup now. So the ways on the screen where you can give, don't use the Cash App function. Something happened with that. I'm not sure what, but we're working on it. But you can give online. You can give by check. You can give by texting your gift to 84321. You can also give by texting the amount, the giving amount, to 678-506-7543. And you can also find us on Venmo. That cash option is still at work. Thank you so much for your partnership. Okay, all of that out of the way. Let's get now down into the discussion on Outpouring Missions International and the Youth Empowerment School. The Youth Empowerment School has been on my heart. In fact, I had a school, the school year 2006 and 2007. This is not a new thought, therefore, to me. I know the power in transforming the lives of young people, and I'm heavily invested into that throughout my life. From 1995 to 2007, I founded and ran a boot camp with the assistance of my wife and a team of volunteers, people whom I will never forget because they stepped into that vision with me. 1995 to 2007, we changed the lives of young people, thousands of them literally, not only in the state of Texas, but across the country. Our third year in operation, the Associated Press and the United Press International came and did an article on us, and it went around the world. And that fourth year, we had 7 different states sending their young people into the city of San Antonio to be ministered to through Christian Boot Camp, is what it was called at the time. And in the latter part of Christian Boot Camp, because it was a 32-day in-residence program in the summer, and I'm prime military, Air Force. So all of that military training, and I was a professional military education instructor, PME instructor, in the latter portion of my career as a special duty assignment. And so the Lord took all of that training that I received in that sphere of my life, in that first 30 of my life, and dovetailed it into what I would be doing in my second 30, which was youth pastoring and guiding a boot camp. In the latter portion of the boot camp years, I founded the boot camp, and my wife and I, and people gathered around us because they saw the need in the city today. I'm still talking as a friend of mine here in the city. His name is Phil. He's a retired San Antonio police officer. Um, we text almost every day, back and forth. From all of those years, it was Phil and others who helped us with the student body that was sent to us. It was 32 days in the summer. We didn't mess around. We had 32 days to probably undo what it took 13 to 19 years to build into some of these young people that was hindering their growth and stopping their potential in God. So we walked through a disciplinary process with them. It was um, reestablishing a sense of authority, for them to understand authority, to flow in it, to respect it, to give it and receive it. That is, give and receive respect. 156 hours of Bible teaching, uh, the same amount of community service. We had them 32 days straight. Their days started at 0500 in the morning, ended about 2300 at night. That means the staff got up before 05 and the staff went to bed after 2300. 2300 is 11 p.m. And so it was tiresome work, very labor intensive, but the staff enjoyed every minute of it, and so did I. It was at the end of the time period that we developed not just a Christian boot camp in the summer, but Christian Military Academy. That was in the year 2006 and 2007. It was targeted for single mothers who were dealing with their sons and daughters, trying to keep their nose above water. Many of them working several jobs and trying to manage households. So we stepped in as Christian Military Academy. We picked them up at 5 in the morning, brought them to the base, um, to our campus. At that time, we were on the campus of Alamo City, that used to be the Texas Outlet Mall, and they had room and space. And Pastor David Walker, who is still a dear man and friend to this day, opened the doors of that campus to us, and we were able to establish Christian Military Academy there on the campus of Alamo City. We started with 11 students, 11, and they were all middle and high school students. Same target group that we had worked with a Christian boot camp over the summer. And we grew in the first year by 700%. That means we grew from 11 to 77 students. Mothers started hearing that their sons and daughters could be picked up at 5 in the morning. They would be exercised. There would be a morning chapel, breakfast. They would be orderly, in an orderly way, um, educated. There were behavioral people there and educators. So the educators could educate, and the behavioral issues were taken care of by the behavioral staff. And we had such fun that 2006 and 2007 school year. And although we grew by 700%, that was not enough to, because if you do school like we did school, starting at 5 in the morning and ending after the school day was over, there was tutoring. So the teachers had to stay behind to tutor that needed it. And we were, of course, picking up many who were behind with reference to their grade level education, and catching them up to grade level, and some beyond grade level. And then after that was athletics. And then after athletics, there was a dinner. We actually gave them a dinner meal. And then after dinner, there was chapel. And after chapel, we got them back to back to their homes. So they would get back to their house 10:30 at night. Only a time enough to say hello and mom and dad, we love you, and get into bed and get ready for a 5 o'clock day the next day. So mothers, their hearts were like, I know where my child is, and I know whose hands they're in, and I know what's going on with them. And they started telling other mothers. And so the school grew from 11 to 77 by the time the school year ended. It's a commitment not only for the child, it's a commitment for the parents as well. And these were not all single parent mother families. These Some of these families came. There were doctors and medical professionals. Their children were also in that group and learning together and growing together. And the staff loved them, although the staff was strongly disciplinarian. They received it because they knew the staff loved them. We didn't take any junk from them because we loved them. And we knew that they had to get the junk off of them if they're going to fulfill their destiny and their call. We didn't grow fast enough, however, so at the end of the '07 school year was one of the toughest for me because I wanted to move ahead. I believed that if we continued, that we would grow big enough to sustain the staff, but we were already stressed financially. So I made the regrettable decision to close the school in 2007. It has been in my heart since 2007. Now, fast forward to the legislative session in Texas just last year, where then school choice passes in the state of Texas. School choice passes. School choice means that parents no longer have to pay tuition for their children, like if they want to send them to a private or Christian school, as was our school, that now the state would funnel the tax money allocated for the child to the school of the parent's choice, hence the name school choice. Deborah, you guys in Florida, you guys were already doing this well ahead of the curve. There's a friend of mine down in Florida, Michael Benjamin, who is like a forerunner in this space, that has come up here to Texas, over here really, to Texas, and helped us frame out our thinking and strategize our move to get school choice passed here in Texas. And of course, school choice in Texas superseded anything done in any other state. We started out with targeting 100,000 students with $1 billion, so that the parents could funnel the child to the school of their choice, and the tax money would follow the child to that school. And this is what Youth Empowerment School is. It's what it will be, rather. In the fall of 2026, we're going to open the doors of Youth Empowerment School. And I'll give you some progress report because that's our theme for tonight, talking about OMI and the Youth Empowerment School, the progress report of how that's coming, what's moving. And we can't really afford to not use a single day in preparation, because when we open in the fall of 2026, we need to open with a staff fully aligned, fully trained, transportation able to go into these communities, get the children, get them back. For those that need it, for those that need the transportation, some of the school is located or will be located on a major thoroughfare. Uh, we What's in our sights is 4300 Centerview. It's right there on the corner of Babcock and 410. If you're familiar with the city, you know that's a busy part right near the loop, right near the exchange between Loop 410 and I-10 on the near north side of our city, near northwest side. Uh, and so in a prime location to house the students that we believe that we are to service beginning this first year. I believe the number that the Lord has placed in our heart to start with in the school is 500. I'll tell you how we're going to get there uh, in just a minute. But that's what's happening. Youth Empowerment School is now a thing. Youth Empowerment School is the DB is a doing business as a DBA under Outpouring Missions International, and OMI will be headquartered at 4300 Centerview here in the city of San Antonio, along with the Youth Empowerment School will be Empowerment Center Network. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. But let me stay on this thing of Youth Empowerment School for now. Uh, it will serve uh, kindergarten, I'm sorry, daycare through 12th grade. It will serve daycare through 12th grade. You see the emblem on the screen now. That is the emblem for Youth Empowerment School. Yes. Yes, I love that. I love that acronym. Yes, it's so positive. It gets people thinking to the plus. And why do we use those symbols? The torch and the star and the clasped hands, because the thing that we are committed to do is to release the power of the Holy Spirit. That's the fire. To restore paths to dwell in. It was a star that led the pathway of the wise men to Jesus, and to redeem the people, or reform rather the people. So release the power, restore the paths, and reform the people. That's the hand clasp. In Youth Empowerment School, we understand that the school is to work with you, the parent, to achieve what you want to see your sons and daughters do. You want them to move forward in life. You want them to have a support system under them. You want them to have clarity of vision. You want them to develop character traits that will cause them to succeed in life. You want them to be open to the possibility of God using them in incredible ways in their generation to see the glory of God come. And that patch, that emblem that you see will be on caps and jackets and scarves and shirts and sweaters. It'll be all over our city. There are some of you, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again because it's coming up in my spirit right now. Uh, you are you are able to take care, to even sponsor. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, sir. I'm talking to you, ma'am. You're able to sponsor our transportation needs. Let me just say this to you. The thing that I discovered with Christian Military Academy back in 2006 and 7 is that some of these families that need this restorative act most in their lives, they're struggling to keep their nose above water, and they need some help. Sometimes that help is just get the child, bring them to the campus, deal with them, and then get them back safely to their home. That symbol that you see, Youth Empowerment School, is what will be on all of our vehicles. We're going to wrap them. They call it wrapping them. We'll wrap the vehicles in those uh, in that symbol, and it will have on it releasing the power, restoring the paths, and reforming the people. And if you sponsor your business, your enterprise sponsor, your name will also be on that bus, or that minibus, that full size bus, that 15 passenger van, or that SUV, all over the city, all over, going all over the city. Because the good thing about this kind of school is that you are not restricted to a district. You can send your child to Youth Empowerment School if you live on the east side of our city, or if you live on the south side of our city, or if you live on the north side or the west side. You can send your child to Youth Empowerment School. Sometimes it will necessitate a pickup point for children in your area of the city. That means that we're going to need a fleet of vehicles to be able to do that. Some of you are sitting on resources right now that you have them for this very purpose. And as the Lord speaks to your heart about it, go ahead and make the donation to cover it. Or you don't have to give us the money, just buy the fleet yourself and donate the fleet to Youth Empowerment School. When I say fleet, I mean fleet. I mean a fleet of 10 or more vehicles that will allow us to go into these different areas of our city to get these prized young people upon whose life God has placed his hand, and they have an assignment on them to walk out. And the thing sometimes that gets them from the environment that is toxic and destructive for them into an environment that will facilitate the grace of God in them is simple transportation. The transportation can make all the difference in the world. And of course, as we do that, you see that there are other needs created. When you have a fleet, you have to have an auto mechanics guy and a team, and make sure that all of that is running. And these are the I's that we're dotting and the T's that we're crossing as we prepare for Youth Empowerment School beginning the fall of 2026. Okay, so now your next logical question should be, how do I get my child involved in Youth Empowerment School? How do I sign him up? I'm going to come forth with that information forthcoming. It won't be uh, it won't be. I will do it on our Tuesday broadcast, but I'm also going to do it on lives between the Tuesdays. So as parents know that because Youth Empowerment School is registered with the state as a provider, and the state comptroller's office will require some information of you. It's thorough information. It's thorough. Don't let the thorough nature of the information gathering be a turnoff for you. Let it be, uh, let it inspire you, because accountability must follow these tax dollars. Accountability must follow them. You, as the parent, you don't get the money in your hands for the children. The comptroller distributes the money in your name, in the name of the parent. There's no tax to you involved. It's tax money anyway that's already been that 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 is being distributed. So there's no it won't affect your taxable or non-taxable income in any way. It's just like sending your child to a public school, but with this exception, you don't have to send your child to the public school that may be in your district and also may be a failing school. It may be an excellent school, and you stay there, and that's what you want. Praise God for it. You stay right there and keep doing your thing. But if you want a school that is going to foster the seeds of greatness in your child and will work in coordination with what you're imparting to that child in your home, then Youth Empowerment School is a place for you. So uh, I would be coming forth with information on, we'll actually put the forms on our website telling you how you can sign your child up for Youth Empowerment School. It officially starts in January 1st of 2026. So we're about 2 months out now. Uh, we will be integrating all of the information that we get forthcoming before you. So you as a parent can say, this is my child. I want him involved in Youth Empowerment School. And we will go forward with that. Officially, it begins 1 January, but you're going to get inside information from us to give you a head start on where you can where you can enroll and enlist your child into Youth Empowerment School. It will serve, as I said, daycare through 12th grade. Now, you can imagine the massive task that is. And so who's putting this together? How do you know that it's going to be solid? How do you know that it's going to be cohesive? How do you know that it's going to be sequential enough to make sure that your child at every grade level is getting what they need to have? The organization that is coaching me through this is the Herzog Foundation. The Herzog Foundation exists solely for the purpose of establishing Christian schools. And I'm at the point in my studies with Herzog now where I have to assemble what is called a design team. A design team. That team is professionals from different fields, from marketing and recruiting to staff development to transportation to technology to all those team members are coming together to think through how Youth Empowerment School needs to be structured. Of course, they're doing that under the guidance of the larger vision that the Lord has given me for the school, but they in their own respective fields of expertise will chime in as to what needs to happen. And then the coach from Herzog will look all of that over and see if we're missing any spaces or if we need to fill in things that are not there or if we need to take away some things and make it less cumbersome or whatever, that the mentor will take us through a sequence of 8 steps. By the time we've finished our 8 steps or our 8 sections, we should be ready to stand the school up in the fall of 2026. I'm thoroughly excited about what's going on with me, what's going on with the Outpouring Missions International, and what's going on with Youth Empowerment School. So I want to take the remainder of our time today. I see I've been with you now for 36 minutes, looks like. Yeah, yeah, that's 36 minutes. I want to turn my attention now to the second area under OMI, which is the Empowerment Center Network. Now, while Youth Empowerment School deals with the student, the Empowerment Center Network deals with the family out of which that student comes. So when you sign up your child to be a student at Youth Empowerment School, you are also coming into um, realms of responsibility yourself. You will automatically become a part of the Empowerment Center Network. It's a network of parents that transform or reform their homes into launch pads. The reforming of the home. That's the clasping. That's the clasp hands at the bottom of the emblem. Is reforming the people. So our households have to change into launch pads from which our sons and daughters can be issued out into the God's design and purpose for their lives. It means that some things have to be done different. It means some things have to be integrated into our lives, and some things have to be taken away from our lives. Some things have to be focused upon. Some things need to get less focus. All of that, so that the home is transferred and transformed. Uh, Actually, it's the reforming of the people. So remember, the three part of it is releasing the spirit, releasing the power of the Holy Spirit. That's the flame. Restoring the paths to dwell in, like the star guided the path of the wise men, and reforming the people, reforming the households out of which these families have come. What's happening in any public school setting now, uh, whether that school is in the inner city or in the suburb, what parents are having to deal with, what teachers are having to deal with, is the result of what the families either are or are not doing. I sat down with a teacher, when was it? Um, Today's Tuesday. It was Saturday. It was Saturday. I sat down with a teacher on Saturday. And some of the things that that teacher told me that they have to put up with on a daily basis. In fact, that teacher said that her day started with a visit from uh, some investigators from juvenile justice coming into their school, performing an investigation on whether or not one of their students needed to be arrested and taken to jail, to juvenile justice. That's how that teacher's day started. Uh, that teacher had to break up fights that day. That teacher had to hear a child talk to them as though they were a child. Told the teacher, "Oh, shut up, just shut up." The student is telling the teacher that. Now, teachers don't go to school to manage that kind of behavior. They don't go to school for behavioral management at all. They go to school to learn how to take information that's given to them and effectively teach that or transmit that to their students. They're not behavioral specialists. This is why at Youth Empowerment School, there is an academic staff. We learned this back in '06 and '07. There's an academic staff and there is a behavioral staff. So the teacher can continue to teach if perchance something disruptive happens in that classroom, the behavioral staff moves in, deals with the student either outside of the classroom door. The class continues to learn, so there's no distraction, uh, and deals with that student until there is compliance to behavioral standards that are set forth in the school. The students who want to learn can, the teacher can do what he or she is skilled to do, which is to teach. Your child is transformed. The teacher is overjoyed that they actually get to do what they're trained and educated to do. The behavioral staff also is overjoyed that they get to see the modification of behavior in children in a positive way. Listen, folks, Youth Empowerment School is an absolute necessity for our day and time. So there's several tracks that we're following this on, but I wanted to tell you about. I'm telling you now about the Empowerment Center Network. That's a network where parents are partnering with the school, and the school is partnering with parents to make sure that the same healthy spiritual environment, the same positive, the same yes environment at school is the yes environment in their home, to give the child every advantage, to give the child every advantage to change the trajectory or to speed along the trajectory that has been established in their household, or to reestablish what has not been established in the household. The Empowerment Center Network is there for that. We're not a church of parents. We're not, uh, in fact, everyone who will come there as a part of the Empowerment Center Network will need a local church to be a part of. I have a good one that's uh, not very far from the campus that I know, and because I pastored it for 23 years, you will have an opportunity to be integrated into that house. You're not necessarily that one, but it's close, and it's power packed and it's solid. So it will help you form your households into launch pads that will send your children off to technical schools. It will send them into specialized training. It will send them into college or university. Uh, our goal at Yes is that 100% of our graduating seniors find their way into either specialized skills training, into a trade school, into college or university, that we will track for 5 years after they have graduated to make sure that they're settled and back. And those students, as they succeed, they'll come back to their students at Yes and say, I was sitting right where you were sitting 5 years ago, and this is what God has done in my life. Oh man, I tell you what, man, I cannot wait. I can't wait. It makes me want to cry to see God do what He's going to do in the lives of these kids. Now, do I need your help? Yes, I do need your help. I've said to you before that transportation need is great. Not only that, we have to secure that campus at 4300 Centerview. We've got to secure that campus. And then coming with that campus is a staff, both an academic staff and a behavioral staff, and a maintenance staff and transportation. And it's just a humongous load that we're taking, somebody said one time, how do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? And the answer was one forkful at a time. One forkful at a time. And if you have a bunch of people with a bunch of forks in their hands, the elephant won't last very long. So we are in the design team stage now. I've put out some feelers. They've all been good so far. I need to go back this week and make some confirmations, not just good ideas, but people who are willing to be a part of the design team and invest in the formation of Youth Empowerment School. We'll be looking at both the Youth Empowerment School and the Empowerment Center Network because remember, yes, it's for the student. ECN, Empowerment Center Network, is for the parents. to shape the household into launch pads from which those children can see God's glory take place in their lives in whatever pathway He has discovered them. So on the campus will also be, and I got 14 more minutes with you, and this part I want to talk to you about for the next 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to close up. There's many unique things about our school, many unique things about the Youth Empowerment School. Let me just kind of run through a list of them. We will have in the middle and high school grades, we're going to have a course called The Math That Matters. The Math That Matters, because they need to know how stocks and bonds work. They need to have real time examples of investing and seeing exactly what that investment looks like. They need to manage their own portfolios as a class, as individuals. They need to manage it. They need to talk about where they, based on the research, where they need to put their investment dollars to get the maximum return. That's math that matters. They're going to learn the other stuff too, because it's all basic with reference to understanding how compound interest works. But another part of our unique features at Yes, deals with the local and global missions outreach. Locally, our students will partner with entities in the community that are serving the community. You may see Yes students in their Yes work suits, looking good. Yes symbols all over their back, and jackets and hats and all of that. Uh, picking up picking up trash in a trashed out place, or painting over a building that beautifies a neighborhood, or helping an elderly person, or the needs are great. We will partner with community-based organizations that need the energetic help and the creativity of young people. It will be for a grade for them. Their community service, their local community service will be applied to their grades. These students are going to build community, not tear it down. That's the local side of it. Um, the global side of it is that we'll reach beyond the city of San Antonio into the nations of the world. I have some friends, some old and some new, that have missions efforts around the nation and around the world, that our young people at Youth Empowerment School will be sent on short-term missions. Some as a part of their work when they're sent during the school year. They will also be sent with their homework assignments so that they'll be doing their homework while they're on the mission field and reporting back to our instructor staff with reference to them being timely, and but their lives will be being intertwined in the needs of people around the world. This is going to blow some of these kids away, in that God can use them even at their stage in life to make such differences. And some international business efforts. You know that we've been talking about Belize coffee for a long time, like in this cup right here. Um, International business opportunities. Our students will be engaged in that to make sure that our product is being harvested, that it's getting here, that it's getting to distribution. And I mean, the very talented ones, the one that have a proclivity toward, they have an interest in it, they can be making money while they're going to school. And they in the school, if they want to go into specialized training or whatnot, they have scholarship money that goes, and they have money that they have earned and set aside for that purpose. Can you get a hold of this? Can you get a hold to a vision in a school that does this kind of stuff? Now somebody said, well, you're giving out all your secrets. There's enough my daughter who produces the show for me, she says there's enough sun for everybody to get a tan. And if they want to take it and run with it, God bless them. Let them take it and run with it. Another part of Youth Empowerment School, besides Math That Matters, and besides our local and global missions outreach, uh, and our international business enterprises, uh, we are going to do some massive field trips. National Creation Museum here in north of Denton, Texas, where skeletons of dinosaurs have been found. We're going to the replica of Noah's Ark in Kentucky. Certainly going to go to Washington, D.C., and to Mount Rushmore and the Grand Canyon. And these kids are going to love school. They're going to love school. Their families are going to be shocked in a positive way of what will happen to their child as they enroll. So I'll be coming forth in very short order, letting you know that yes, Youth Empowerment School is registered with the state as uh, a service provider, and that this is how you can enroll your child. Don't let the thoroughness of the enrollment process veer you away from putting your child in a transformative experience and your own lives into a transformative experience like Youth Empowerment School and the Empowerment Center Network and our local and global missions efforts. As a part of the school, there is some unique features that would just blow you away. It would just blow you away. Uh, where did all this come from? Well, it came from the Lord. It was a download into my spirit. Listen. I just gave you a very small fraction of some unique features of the upcoming Youth Empowerment School. There will be things that your sons and daughters experience on a regular daily basis that will shock you in a positive way. And it will cause you to say, why in the world is no one else doing this? Well, they may start to duplicate it after they see the effectiveness of it. But you get in on the ground floor. You get on the ground floor. Youth Empowerment School coming fall of 2026. So now I need you. 7 minutes with you. I'm not going to take all those 7 minutes. I need your prayers. I need your prayers. One, pray for the design team. Pray that as we think this process through, that we come forth with the unique nature of Youth Empowerment School, dotting all of our I's and crossing all of our T's so that um, it is everything that God has downloaded in my spirit for it to be. And I understand that what I've gotten as a download from the Lord is big picture stuff. It is not all the details. The details will come forth through this design team and some other, as parents start to enlist their children, we will also enlist the insight of parents to come alongside and from a parental perspective, tell us about some things that you think maybe are cumbersome, too much. Let me just throw one more out there at you. In the nation of Japan, for example, they don't have a maintenance crew. Uh, they don't have a cleaning crew. I can't say that. That's not maintenance. They don't have a cleaning crew in their schools because the students do it. The students make sure that the areas around them is clean. They make sure the classroom is clean. They make sure the locker room is clean. They make sure the bathrooms are clean. The students do it. There's no need for a maintenance crew with those students that are careful about their own environment. We train them to do that at school. Guess where else they will also do it? They'll do it at home. They'll do it at home. Those things are coming forth. Let me tell you one more. Let's see where I'm at. 55 minutes. I'll tell you one more. A unique feature of our school will be lunchtime. Lunchtime. Yes, we're going to have athletics. Some of the athletic teams will be team sport. Others of the athletic department will be individual sport. Some of the athletics will also be mental sports. For example, there will be chess champions on Yes's campus that will play chess regionally and all of that, even checkers champions and all of that stuff. So it's going to be a wide range of extracurricular sport activity, and we believe that we'll have the best martial arts schools, all that. We have some of the best partners here in our city that can teach our students the very best. Muay Thai, Jiu Jitsu, all that. They're going to learn all of that. I'm telling you, school's going to be fun for these kids. It's going to be a place they want to get to. But I was telling you about the lunchtime. One of the other features of our youth empowerment school forthcoming is the lunch experience. Our students, those students will run their own restaurant on the campus. And the restaurant will be the chow hall for those of you who are prime military. The mess hall if you're Army, chow hall if you're Air Force. I'm not sure what the Marines call it. But it will be run by our students, just as though they were running a 5-star restaurant here in our city. Now, they'll serve through the lunch hour for our students. They will also serve the public, so that our lunchroom will also be open to the public to come and have lunch with their son or daughter. They'll pay for theirs, of course, and they can come after hours because it will double as a restaurant. Folks, listen to me. This thing that God has downloaded into my spirit about Youth Empowerment School and the Empowerment Center Network and our local and global missions needs your help. So listen to me, $1 million person. I believe that God will direct me to you. I believe that he will speak his will to your heart and tell you, yes, this is the reason that I put all of this resource into your hands so that it can help establish Youth Empowerment School. I believe God is talking to some millionaires who will dump millions into this and see the generational impact that your resources can and will make. I will be coming to you, obviously, giving you little snippets of this as we go forward. I'll come back with where you can sign your child up, the forms you need to fill out with the comptroller's office, all of that to get you started before January 1st. So when that gate is open, you're on there, signing your child up in January for a school that will start in the fall. All right, our time is up. And you hung in there with me too. Thank you guys for doing that. Because I've been with you now almost an hour. In fact, it's 1 hour right now. And that ends our time for you today. God bless you. Love you big. See you right here next Tuesday for Transcendent. Bye-bye now.